Then use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and high dues.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat donut. For a limited time, enjoy the Kit Kat Donut Collection at Krispy Kreme Donuts. Choose from the Kit Kat Salted Caramel Brownie or the Kit Kat Cookie Dream. And break off a piece of that Kit Kat Crunch Donut. So give yourself a break with the Kit Kat Donut Collection only at Krispy Kreme Donuts. Next to Gulf Coast Hospital, 23rd Street in Panama City and the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-517-9383. That's 800-517-9383. 800-517-9383.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Spring has sprung. Vacations are next. At that boot store, you can dress the whole family from the youngest to the oldest with high-quality clothing at fantastic prices and look great wherever you travel. No time for vacations? Not to worry. That boot store offers high-quality Carhartt work clothes at affordable prices, too. Shop That Boot Store, celebrating 60 years in business. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, and Friday and Saturday, 9 until 5:30. Next to Billboard Kia 15th Street, Panama City. That Boot Store, where God is good all the time.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! Wake him up, Kurt. Wake him up. I gotta get somebody gotta wake me up. Do it, Wildcat. You get me up. You pumping me up, baby. Yeah. One little nip of the jar back there. Yes. Yeah.
Willie made me sweat.
Yeah.
Chilly in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Willie made me wet.
Yeah. Well. Good morning. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Wildcat's behind the glass there doing whatever he does back there.
I got a question to ask.
What does he do back there?
Tip and sip.
Yeah, tip and sip.
Might do a little jig.
You look good. I like that color on you.
Thank you very much. Matches my pretty eyes.
It's like California, Kentucky.
You got matching underwear.
Matching eyes. Bloodshot red. Actually.
Bloodshot
Here's
red.
a question I got. Yesterday, just before I left, you brought up a really interesting thing on your computer from ABC.
Yes, I usually do.
And I had to run in here and catch things and turn things on and off. Right. And I didn't get to see or hear all of it.
Right.
But Jamie was obviously...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bring that up. Yes.
What was the deal?
I think Glenn saw that. All right.
It was on national news, right?
National throughout the United States. They were promoting ABC from New York. They were promoting their top 33 newcomers, up and coming reporters from the great ABC, which I better be careful what I say because I'm not. Anyway, Jamie works for ABC, so they're good. And she made out of thousands and thousands and thousands of people that work for ABC throughout the United States. She made the top 33. Her picture was on the cover of it, and it was pretty cool.
And I know for a fact that is a tough competition.
Yes.
It is very tough, especially for women.
33 from all out the United States. They talked about our show. They talked about our show. Their dad had a show down in Panama City Beach. She grew up in a football family. It's pretty cool. It was pretty cool that she made that. So that was awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah. Glenn, I saw where you liked it.
Cinderella.
I picked where you liked it. Thank you for that.
I did.
This is Wednesday, as you know. Beautiful day today. It started out a little chilly, but it's going to be gorgeous today. Got Glenn Manley in here. Brian Haddett is in here. And Wildcat. I don't even know. What's Wildcat's name? Do y'all know it? Does anybody even know his real name?
I do.
I feel bad that we don't know it.
I do. I know it.
John Smitty?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Somebody slipped me a piece of paper.
Ernest T. Bass.
Everybody.
That is true. That is true. Ernest T.
Nobody thinks that's my real
Hey,
name.
you know what happened yesterday?
What?
We walked in Publix, and Glenn had got me a shirt that had ESPN Northwest Florida on it. Not the newest. Not the one. This is the one you got me a long time
the
ago.
one I got early.
And really nice, short sleeve.
Yeah, the
real
black
nice.
one with
Yeah,
the
I had
zipper.
on yesterday and wore it to Publix, and went home. Leighton came over. She wanted something, so I went to Publix. And this guy comes up to me, really nice man, goes, "I listen to you every day." He said, "Man, we love it." And I said, "Well, thank you." Then later, a young lady saw the shirt, said something about the show, and they mentioned you.
They mentioned me?
They like Smitty.
Uh-oh.
I mean, everybody knows Glenn, everybody knows Brian, but they mentioned...
Brian is here, there, and everywhere. I mean, he's on the internet.
he's the
He's
star
on
of all
Afternoon
three shows.
Underdogs.
I look around. He's here. He's there. He's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
He's leaving. Well, I don't know. I should probably mention it on air.
That's
but
fine.
He's going out of town pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'll be guarding his facilities at home, so he'll be safe.
What about PCB?
Remind me to take my valuables.
So that'd be a cigarette box.
He's been listening to those jewelry commercials we're talking about. Take your wife's jewelry down there.
I got all my babes in a cigarette
Take
box.
Brian's rings, and watches, and gold.
Glenn Manley's belly button right
There you
Oh,
go.
my God. Anyway, hey, I want to give a shout out to our superintendent, Mr. McQueen, Steve McQueen.
Mike
McQueen. No, I know. We had him on the show. We called him, I think, Steve McQueen. But anyway, I love him. Guy's great. He is a military man, retired military. His family. Matter of fact, I think when we met with him, they had something to do with Maxwell Air Force Base, like we did. And did you have something to do with Maxwell? I thought something with your dad with Maxwell. No.
Not Maxwell, no.
Okay, I don't know why I was thinking that. But anyway, he's fighting to get these people raises to get their salary up where it is across the state, which I think is outstanding because they have been neglected for years and years and years. So he's trying his best to get the salaries up. Some administrators don't make as much as some teachers that have been here for 30, 40 years. What do you think Janice is making? Is she still working, Janice Laris?
As far as I know,
She needs to donate her salary back like Trump did.
Well, she's retired twice, and then
She can't get away. She won't.
She works hard. I can tell you that.
Well, I like to, Janice, please donate your salary to ESPN, our show. Oh, Brian, I walk out before we get going, rolling into it. You got some local stuff
I
for us?
do.
All right, we also got the last day to vote. We need to mention it. Last day to vote, Best of Bay. We appreciate going on there, looking it up, and doing it.
24th.
You can go to newsherald.com or you can go to
ESPNPC.com.
Yeah.
By the way, my vote is for sale.
I know. I'll be. Whoa,
spaghetti
time
lunch.
Time out. I think I got you last week, and I will.
When the moon sky, I will vote for
That was
Coach
last
Hale.
week.
And I guess I got him again today.
You can vote every day,
Yeah.
or you could till
The
today.
other thing, too, is I'm going to miss Julie texting me every morning to vote. So
Yeah.
Good job. All right, what do you got for us today?
But listen, last night we're going to start out with baseball. Bozeman 19, Destin 4.
Dang.
That makes Bozeman 20-2, I believe.
What did they do? Miss 2 extra points?
Yeah, they did. They did. I got to get on about that. It should have gone for 2 at one spot.
That's right.
Oh, Glenn, have you heard the new base football coach at Bozeman?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I'm good. He didn't tell me. He's supposed to let me know, but I'm glad you got it. So anyway.
We'll see.
Okay, last night also it was Lincoln 8, Mosley 5, North Bay Haven 8, Weewa 2.
Good job.
Okay, then this was Monday night, Weewa 9, Poplar Springs 4. And then last night also Arnold 10, Rutherford nothing. Port St. Joe 3.
That was senior night, Glenn.
It was?
Yeah, that was their senior night game.
No wonder I was feeling. I thought it was senior citizen night, but
whatever.
They didn't call me out there. So Port St. Joe 3, Holmes County 2, and then Mariana 7, Sneeds 1. Last night in softball, Arnold 14, Chipley 0. Bay High 12, Poplar Springs 1. It was Mariana 3, Weewa 0, Port St. Joe 12, Alpha 3, and it was South Walton 9, Choctaw 3.
South Walton's good.
Yeah. So in Holmes County 8, Freeport 0, and it was, get this, Liberty County 10, Lincoln 1. So Liberty County's got it again. So
Dang.
all right, tonight in some areas it will be Bozeman at Arnold. That starts at 6:30.
That's a big game. We will be talking about that more.
Bozeman's 20-2 and Arnold's 19-3. So that's going to be a good one. Bay hosts the Rutherford Rams tonight at 6. And also North Bay Havens at Chipley tonight at 6. Port St. Joe's at Weewa. That's the Battle of Gulf County. That will be tonight at Weewa at 6:30. Softball, Bozeman versus Rutherford at 6. Mosley is host Bluntstown at 6. And North Bay Havens at West Florida. That's at 6.
Okay.
So that's some of the roundup I had.
I want to go back to this Bozeman-Arnold baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
If Bozeman pulls the win off, we got to crown them Bay County champs.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Now, is that because we like
Jeff
Patton, or is that just because they deserve it?
Well, if they've beaten Mosley, if they beat Arnold.
Yeah, they
could
good.
split with.
Really
Did Arnold beat them the first time?
Well,
only one game.
What I'm getting at with the Mosley Arnold, they split. They're 1-1,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not going to give us any more of that. They need to play 3 times. That's just too big of a game.
Yeah, but hopefully the state will give us more games to play, and that way you can do that.
Yeah. But anyway, who do you like in this Arnold Bozeman? That's going to be a battle, man.
It is.
Who do you like, Brian?
Bozeman's kind of on a run here. Arnold, I don't know. They've just been a little bit sketchy lately. Of course, that could be good for them to refocus.
Right.
I don't know. If I had to bet right now, I would say probably Bozeman, just for the run they're on. I think Arnold gets it figured out right before the playoffs. So,
what do you think, Lynn?
Well, if I say Bozeman, half of them will hate me out there. If I say Arnold,
well, they do anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I tell you what, though, I really hate to call this.
Wildcat said more than half. You did say that the other day when he wasn't here.
He held up to 60%.
No, when you weren't here the other day, he said that. I like starting.
No, I tell you, it's going to be close. I think I like Arnold at home.
Okay, Arnold at home, and I like Bozeman at home. Is that fair and balanced?
Yeah.
That way you. Okay.
No, I
think it's going to be a great baseball game.
It is. It's going to be
1A versus a big
you need
school.
to go see this one, yeah.
Do you know anybody named Bronson Sweat? Do you?
Do what?
Do you know anybody named Bronson Sweat?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I knew that Coach Bronson's a sweat a lot, but I don't know if that's the same thing.
Somebody different. Okay. Just keep that in the back of your mind.
Okay.
Write it down on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Who's pitching tonight? Do you know who they're going with at Arnold? And,
I do not.
Bozeman?
So maybe Coach Jones will let us know, and Jeff will let us know.
I would like to congratulate Brian Norman as the only undefeated head baseball coach in Arnold history. That is a true statement. He called and let me know. Want
to know?
Yeah.
Well, that's me in the girls' soccer. I'm got the best record one.
Well, you know what? You're undefeated. That's all that counts, man. Dang, there's something I want to tell you, Glenn.
Uh-oh. Is your lawyer calling me again?
Sucks being old, don't it, Coach?
Yeah, it does. Later today we have time. I do want to ask y'all a question. Right now we're getting ready to go to a break. They hammered Arizona State. Herbert Edwards was fired. All this stuff. I thought they got them worse than Michigan. But I do want to ask you. If we have time, remind me. Let's bring that back up. Maybe when we get Dr. Ward on, we can bring that up.
Okay.
We just don't have enough time to really jump into it right now. But what you thought about the both of you? Don't you think it's a good thing the superintendent's trying to get people's salary up?
I
do wish they would try, and I know a union plays into this. I know the union has a lot to do with this, and maybe more so than the superintendent. But we need to get the pay scale up for the coaches. They need to be making more money. And I will say this, especially baseball coaches.
Right. Well, I think DeSantis is trying to do that.
Talk about that.
They're losing too many coaches to Georgia. And if you go back, the lottery was supposed to supplement the education budget. Now they let it take its place. The lady that started the lottery for Florida has been running the one in Georgia, and she may be retired by now, but they actually do it the right way. So.
Right.
And it takes me back a long way. It tells you how old I am. When we used to do the car inspections, everybody had to have their car inspected every year. And so
they split that with
the state. And then the dealer that whoever did the inspection, and also part of that went back into education too. So, well,
Georgia did it right when they used their lottery. They kept funding the state, and then the lottery gave it more money, supplemented.
Right.
What Florida did, like you pointed out very intelligently, that they said, oh, you know what? They're getting money from lottery, so we can cut back on that and put this money over here in this pile.
Well,
right or wrong? That's what happened.
I think so. That's correct.
Yeah.
I mean, my memory sometimes fails me, selective memory, but but anyway, I think it's a great idea to get teachers because, when you bring another teacher in or say another coach in.
Glenn, there's people who can't even afford to live here because it costs so much to rent, to try to purchase a home.
It does now.
They can't.
With everything they're building. But the thing is, you have to.
Well, let's go build some more apartments.
You have to be almost like a 17-year teacher to get a pay raise.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Anyway, I think he's doing a great job. Keep it up. Keep it up, Mr. McQueen. All right, we got about a couple minutes. Coach Patton will be on here. No, I'm sorry. Coach Hudson Bay High School will be on here. I'm thinking about him.
Well, he's been at 3 high schools, so it could have been.
Well, I'm thinking about Jeff Collins to let us know about this new base football coach at Bozeman. We appreciate the phone call. Won't you text and remind him? Anyway, J. Michael's Restaurant today. It is Wednesday. It is world famous J. Michael's Spaghetti. Only on Wednesday. Lunch and dinner we completely packed out. World famous. It's outstanding. Go try it. We think you'll love it. No doubt about that. Also, on a Wednesday special, over in Lynn Haven, Beef O'Brady's. Pat Perno, the city commissioner, Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven, their special 10 wings and a side for $9.99. You cannot beat that anywhere. So you got two great opportunities. If you're over there near Lynn Haven, get out to Beef O'Brady's. You're over here on the beach, get out to J. Michael's Restaurant. And if you have problem at home, heating or cooling your home, you call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime. And all the big-time realtors, Mark Cowart, no one is better than Mark Cowart. Beth Mulvey, the two top in the Southeast. They all use South Oak Title and Closing, and so should you. It's your deals, your closing. Demand Chuck Tucker, demand South Oak Title and Closing. And again, there's offices throughout Northwest Florida. We will be right back with Dr. Glenn Manley, with Dr. Brian, and Dr. Wildcat, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We've moved. ESPN Northwest Florida offices are now on the beach. Our doors are always open, and we still love visitors. Come see the new ESPN Northwest Florida radio studio and offices at 204 Suite B, Ellen Lane on Panama City Beach. We can't wait to see you. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 73 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. Clear skies tonight with a very light wind and quite warm near 66. Sunny and 80 tomorrow. 80 and slight fog in the morning, but otherwise mostly sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi. Michaels studio. The Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Absolutely beautiful Sunday. Beautiful Wednesday. Wildcats doing an incredible job back there, pumping us up with that wonderful, outstanding music.
That's right.
Great job.
Know what that is.
Great job.
Yep.
Great job.
Stone Temple Pilots.
That's right.
Yeah. You got any Eagles? You got any?
I do, as a matter of fact.
I do. I love the Eagles. They're great.
He plays one every time when you got Auburn.
That's right.
Hey, we had Ronnie Brown on yesterday.
You did.
The former great running back. Andy, we'll get Andy back in August. So we're getting Ronnie Brown in, some different ones. And Ronnie did a good job. We talked about his career and everything like that. It was pretty cool. I didn't realize. I thought he played 7 years in the NFL, but he made 10 years in the NFL. That's pretty good.
As a running back, that's incredible.
That is.
Yeah. I said, I'd like to have some of your retirement. He started laughing. We got Coach on.
Did.
We got the man, the myth, the state champion, the one and only. Coach Hudson, how you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm enjoying this cooler weather while we can.
I got to ask you, before we jump into baseball, we tried to comfort Wildcat back here. And I want to ask you, because you're from the great state of Kentucky, what's it like to be a outstanding tennis team? I mean, you guys are known for tennis now.
Fun of our tennis team.
I mean, they won the tournament.
They're a good baseball team now.
I got to give them, yes, you're right. Baseball, look at him. We're talking to the dang king baseball guy right here. Baseball, tennis, you guys are unbelievable.
I know. You know, you're not telling me anything I don't know. It's Wildcats, man. Go Cats. Tennis. We're known for tennis. Known for tennis in Kentucky.
Wildcat keeps showing me a wrong finger in there through the glass.
Hey, Coach Hudson, you notice he's not bragging about his pickleball team there now.
Hey, we're a basketball power now. We made the Final Four.
I want to know who gets the bass fishing scholarships. That's what I want.
I think Auburn, it's a real thing. I think Auburn has actually won a national championship.
Didn't they win some horseback riding?
It is a real thing.
Auburn did some things.
Fishing.
Now, Kentucky should be ranked in that, I would think.
You would think so.
No
Real
doubt.
Foot Lake and all, yeah.
Well, it makes sense. You know, you came from Kentucky. The baseball's outstanding. It goes hand to hand.
There you go. We won't get any important stuff like how you're doing in baseball. We'll just talk about
or basketball.
You're lucky that he didn't bring in the Wild Nation stuff. He brings in about animals running loose.
Anyway, let's bring him on. Let's talk about baseball. Talk about it. We hadn't talked to you in a week. What's happened last week?
Yeah, well, we've had a couple games since we had the big win, of course, at Arnold. We take it on the road after that and head over to Franklin County and as all year, we got a great outing from Jacob Pasco over at Franklin County. And he threw a complete game for us over there. Obviously pitched well enough to win, give up 2 earned runs, but we just didn't. We lost 3-1. Just couldn't bring across the runs. We swung the bat okay. We just couldn't get the big hits right there, and it was just one of those things where we just couldn't put anything together. But Nick Fuentes, who's had a solid year for us all year long, had 2 hits for us that night. But then we went to Malone Monday night, took off to Malone, and sleptwalked through that one. Got down 8-0 there. Couldn't throw strikes early in the game, and got down 5-0 early, and gave up a couple more on a few errors. Next thing you know, we're down 8-0, and then we had a big comeback and gave it an effort there at the end. Had bases loaded and 1 out. Scored 5 in the 7th to make it 8-6, and had them loaded up. And Camden Havel came up and hit a bullet, but it was just a one-hopper right at the shortstop to his left, and he was able to catch it, step on the bag, and throw to first. So we waited a little bit too long to wake up over there, and I think sometimes when you have a big win like we had, and just the emotions are so high, sometimes young guys, you turn around and you go over the river and through the woods to a couple of these smaller ballparks, and it's maybe not the same atmosphere as you just experienced, and some guys just have a hard time bringing the energy, and that's kind of what's happened to us there. So not unexpected, but still a little disappointing there, but still got a whole lot ahead of us. We've got a big game tonight over at Rutherford tonight, so that'll be a great in-town game for us there tonight.
I'm going to ask you a question. It's getting close to the end of the season. We're getting ready to start the baseball tournament, so we're going to determine who gets to go to the state playoffs. And if you had a great year, it's not, if you've been ranked and you're doing really well, you're going to probably get in. Mm-hmm. If you don't, you can play yourself into the playoff position. My question to you is, like in weightlifting, and I try to get this across to Bill, when you got weightlifting teams, you go to a state weightlifting match, they got to get the first lift in. You can always go up, but you can't come down. So we wanted to make sure they got the first lift right, that they could make it, and no question. They got to use the bar, the bench, and all that. So get that first lift, and you can always go up. Baseball, in that first tournament game, how do you approach that? Do you guys go, we're going to put our best pitcher out there regardless, or is it a team you feel like you can win this one, and the next week, the next game, we need the best pitcher, so we're going to hold him off? How do you go into that? What determines for you to make that choice?
Well, I think it's different for every coach. You really just it's just one of those things where you got to think, well, can we win this first game with another guy, or is it, you go home? So if you make the wrong call and you go home, then you got to face that, and it's loser. The loser goes home in the first round of a district game. So it's every coach, I think, has to make that call. I mean, for us to win the district, we have to win 3.
Yeah.
So we got to beat Pensacola, then we're going to have to go to Arnold, and then we're going to have to beat the winner of South Walton and West Florida. So, that's a pretty tall order, but are you going to try to win this thing, or are you going to, and there's other ways where some guys may think, well, you know what, we can get in as an at-large if we can just win this game, and then, maybe not, but you don't want to lose the first game to a team that's, you could beat with your number one, but if you lose that game trying to save him, you may drop down in the rankings to where you're not in as an at-large. So I don't know that that's our situation, but, there's a lot that goes into it, and it's really just, it's individual coaches' call and what they feel like they can do, and, the best way for them to move along in the playoffs, it's what you got to go with.
So you already know, will you guys travel to Pensacola, or are they going to come to you?
Pensacola plays. We host Pensacola.
Okay. And
yeah,
you know
we'll
what?
play
The
them
thing
Monday.
about it, though, one good thing about it, your kids know they can get it done. You've beaten Arnold.
Yeah.
I mean, they know that. So they win that first one, and Arnold's probably favorite to win that district. Mm-hmm. You beat them, then you got a great shot of getting in.
I think we have some depth in our pitching. Yeah, we really do, and we beat Arnold without our number one guy on the mound. We threw Pasco's been our best consistent guy all year long. So we've got some arms that we feel like can keep us competitive. We just have to be able to put together the defense part of it, and the full game in order to do something like that. But I feel like we have some depth in pitching that we didn't have last year.
How about the health of the baseball team? Are you guys pretty much healthy?
Yeah, I think overall we've been pretty good. We lost our number one catcher at the beginning of the year to an arm injury, and he just has not been able to throw. It's just one of those deals where he just can't throw. So, but that's been all year, and we've been able to overcome it. JT Davidson and Pasco caught for us earlier, and then we got Calvin Howard has now come along and really just solidified our catching position now. So, but other than that, we've been pretty good. Grayson Gibson was hurt, had a broken finger from basketball right before we started the season, and now he's back in full strength and ready. We feel like we have a 100% Grayson Gibson now, and with Grayson at 100%, we feel like he's really going to do some good things for us on the mound and win some ball games for us, and also the corner positions, we'll be able to be in the middle of our lineup somewhere.
Is tonight like a senior night, or do you have a game after this?
No, we don't. We've already had our senior night. We don't want to put the senior night the last home game, because if we get a rain out or something like that, then we don't get a chance to recognize those guys. So we've already done the senior night, and so. But this is we're actually at Rutherford tonight anyway. We're on the road.
Okay. The other thing, do you have any games left, or do you start Monday in the tournament?
We play Destin tomorrow at home. So tomorrow will be our last home game against Destin. So.
Well, remind us again, when is the Pensacola game? That's next Monday?
Yeah, we play Monday at 5 o'clock. Will be our Pensacola game.
Can you believe how fast it's going by? It's crazy.
It's unreal. It really is. It's unreal how fast these weeks fly by, and you look back and you just wonder what the heck happened to 2 months. It's just it's gone. It really is. Yep.
I think the older I get, the faster they go by. I can't believe baseball's so much over.
Where's the
depression for a while.
When you're coaching that sport, it goes by quickly. But if you're watching somebody else coach, okay, we got it's 10 weeks of football or 11 weeks of football. But then when yours comes around, it's like, man, where did it go?
Yeah.
So busy. And you guys are fairly young. You got a young program, and you building that thing up pretty quickly.
Yeah, we do. We have we're starting a couple seniors, and we've got 3 freshmen that start regularly, and 3 sophomores, or maybe a junior and a couple sophomores. Yeah, we do. And, we've got some guys that don't have a ton of experience out there, so they're getting a lot of experience in there. We are going to miss the 5 seniors that we have. A lot of, that's a special feeling there to have those guys that started as juniors with me. So, we still have a lot of youth out there and some inexperience, but we're gaining. And like I say, Camden Havel pitched the other day and did really well for us. Threw a couple good innings. And JT Davidson's a 9th grader. He's done a good job for us defensively, and he got on the mound and threw for us the other night too. So, we've got some young guys out there that are really helping. And the future's there. We've got some kids that have made the move over to Bay High, and then and I think it's I don't think they trade it for the world. So it's been good, and it's really going to continue to grow.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck to you. We'll talk to you Monday, next Wednesday, okay?
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Buy one, get one free. Happy hour. Lunch specials Monday through Friday. Thursday night karaoke. We're still working on that contract. It has not been signed yet. Little Elvis, as we're holding out. Glenn, I think we're got about the least we're about as much money as we can get out of them, so you might have to sign the contract. Okay. I'm advising you to sign that contract. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. I tell you what, Cooper Moss, we need to get him down there signing autographs. Him and Steve down there usually on Thursdays, as far as you know. Also, Dr. Chad Mitchell, any type of injury, go see Chad, a legendary doctor. This will be his 25th year on Bay County sidelines. The guy does an incredible job, the legendary Chad Mitchell. And you listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Run. These two guys here absolutely love Rudy's Barbecue. Absolutely. Brian's in there quite a bit. Glenn, you've used him for catering. All right.
I tell you what, we don't love him as much as Jason does. He goes almost every day.
Jason
I go quite frequently, but I can't hold a candle to where he goes.
Well, you know how Jason eats. He eats a lot, and they give you a lot. That Rudy's Barbecue is outstanding. It's the best Texas barbecue you'll get. Matter of fact, it's only Rudy's in the state of Florida. Right here on Bat Beach Road, they cater. They got the Lorelei Layton back room. You have a banquet, a party, whatever you want to do. Wildcat, you love that breakfast there.
Oh, I love the breakfast burritos. And they open up at 7 o'clock. So if you're on your way to work, you got plenty of time to stop in there and get a handful.
Good cooking, baby.
And remember, Wildcat Tension, you can drop them off right here at 204.
Hey, I tell you another place we love, and Glenn's a legend down there, Charlie Corn Place on 15th Street. Daily specials, you pick out whatever you want, 3 sides for $11.20. You can't beat it.
Nope.
And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, this has really taken off. This has been a great deal for them. People really, the whole family goes out Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night to Charlie Corn's Place on 15th Street. Friday night, what do they have? Well, I'll tell you what they've got. Fried fish, grilled fish. Make your choice, Glenn.
All right.
Baked beans. Glenn, hold off those. Baked beans, cheese grits, or French fries, roll, and a tea. Saturday is really outstanding. Fried shrimp, grilled shrimp. And then Sunday, the big one, it's really outstanding. Fried chicken, mashed potato, green beans, cream corn, roll, and a tea at the legendary Charlie Corn's Place on 15th Street. They also got one on 231.
They do.
But this one here on 15th.
I can't make it to the Sunday one because after I eat the baked beans, they won't let me back for a while. So
yeah, well, we pay for it here. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
America's team plays here.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's number 10.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Charlie Morton, Max Fried, and Chris Sale lead the Braves' dominant pitching rotation.
That's 18 up, 18 down.
Sponsored by Panama City Toyota, LS Agency Insurance, Bestway Portable Buildings, PCB Hobby, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Got him swinging, strike 3.
Hey there, employers. Are you in need of reliable and skilled workers to fill your staffing gap?
Look no further than Labor Finders, your go-to full-service staffing solution.
At Labor Finders, we offer a wide range of skilled, unskilled, and administrative personnel for all your employment needs.
Whether it's short-term projects or long-term placements, we've got you covered. Our diverse pool of talent is ready to tackle any job.
And guess what? We're always on the lookout for new talent to join our team.
Partner with Labor Finders today and experience the difference. Visit our website or contact us now to find your perfect match.
Ready to save big on the #1 selling car brand in the world? We've extended our best deals of the year throughout the month of April. Get 2.99% APR plus 90 days until you make your first payment on a new Camry. Get 2.99% on the sporty Corolla. Ready for 2.99% on a new RAV4? And get 2.99% on the tough Tundra. Wherever life leads, there's a Toyota for you. Right here at Panama City Toyota.
Offer expires April 30th. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
ESPN Northwest Florida is an active member of the Panama City Beach Chamber. We want to introduce the newest members to the Beach Chamber: Connection Media Group, Diligent Co-working, Emerald Coast Striping, Patel Labs, Florida Virtual School, Emerald Life Yoga and Refillery, Pierce Bespoke Gulf Coast, and Social Stack Pro. Congratulations from the only local sports talk station, ESPN Northwest Florida.
If aliens showed up tomorrow and said, "Take us to your leader," you'd bring them to the Coach James Hale Show.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You asked for it,
You get it, baby. You are the man, the myth, the legend, the Eagles. They got, to me, they might be the best band ever. They got to be up in the top.
They're in the top, but
yeah, they're incredible.
There's a lot of them to say. You can't say one for sure.
Yeah, they're good. They're up there, man. There's no doubt about that. I love the Eagles. All right, waiting on Dr. Ward. I don't know. Maybe he's tied up in surgery or something today. I'm not sure. He did just have a birthday, so happy birthday to Dr. Ward. I think it was Saturday or Sunday this past weekend was his birthday. So
I'm not saying he went out and celebrated.
Yeah, he might be feeling under the weather. Who knows? Also, he's coaching that baseball team. I'm curious to ask him questions.
They may have early morning practice.
Yeah, I was going to ask him that. You notice when we ask him the record, he changed the subject real quick.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Why? Why do you think that is?
I don't know. That's coach speak.
Hey, why is Ward to not tell us his record? I'm just curious. I used to not want to tell mine either.
How long has he been coaching that baseball team?
This is his first year, I think.
As far as this team,
we got to cut him a little slack there, Coach.
Well, they're a traveling league too now.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I tell you what, though,
that's rough.
They took that entire team to the Florida baseball game.
They did,
and they saw one good baseball team. They saw, and they weren't in blue. But anyway, the kids had a great time. They do a great job. I love the way they treat the kids. Yeah. Remember the fundraiser he had? They sold out every ticket.
Wow.
Thank you, ESPN Northwest.
Something like 2,000 tickets.
Oh, they made a killing. Of course, I don't want us to take any credit, Glenn, but you know it was probably us.
Yeah, well,
what did you think?
We
spent some money on tickets too.
Yeah, I bought some and didn't win. I didn't win anything. It's like lottery.
Yeah, just when I do,
you could be a millionaire.
Yeah, you could be, but maybe not.
But probably not.
All right, we're going to wait on him and see what happens. But while we do, I want to ask both you guys, all three of you guys, a question, and I don't know the answer because it's always been this way. You get in trouble at a university, NCAA comes in, it takes them forever to do the investigation. We're talking 3 or 4 years before they finally come back and say, I'll take that back. I do remember one time, I think it was 2 years later, they did get something, but it was like a minor deal. And they come back and they penalize the school and the players and coaches that are there now. Like, let's take Michigan, the biggest scandal in college football history, these cheaters. And they haven't even got to that yet, Michigan, Eddie. But they got more or less the same thing during COVID, during the dead period. They had people on campus. They were doing things you weren't supposed to do.
Right.
Taking advantage of a situation. And they came back and they have show cause for 4 out of the 5 coaches and whatever, reduction and scholarship, all this kind of stuff. But they really hammered Arizona State. I thought worse. The quarterback from LSU, help me remember.
Jaden Daniels.
Daniels, yeah. His mother was actually involved in that, from what we hear. She helped with some of the transportation, getting those kids in there when they weren't supposed to be coming in on campus. But anyway, they really hammered them tougher than they did Michigan, probably rightfully so. I'm not sure about that. All the coaches are gone. One coach is I think, a Raiders now, is fighting it. I think he's got a lawyer. He's fighting the NCAA over this show cause or thing. But my question to all three of you guys is this. Is it fair, and nothing in life is fair, for them to take so long and come back, let's say Michigan, and even look at Arizona State. Those coaches are gone. They've been fired, yet they're still penalizing the future players and future coaches. It didn't seem right to me, but what can you do? What's the right thing to do? They've always done it this way, so what do you do?
Well, the thing is, this would be the reason to have the transfer portal.
Well, you can't. They do.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, but...
It's hard because it does take a while to accurately investigate something, because you do have to, go through all of that. That being said, it stinks for the players and the coaches who weren't there getting punished for something happened before them, but then conversely, let's say you go after the coach and then let's say you do something to them, then it unfairly penalizes the place where they've gone on to. There's no real right answer in the way in dealing with this. I do think they need to go after the person who committed the infraction.
Well, don't they say usually the university should be, the athletic director, administration should be in control of these things? And that's one of the reasons.
Well, theoretically, but look, you've done this. You were a head coach, and ultimately it comes down on you. But, it's no different than your kids. It's like I said, do you tell your kids to behave? Yeah. Do they occasionally misbehave? Yeah. It does happen. You're dealing with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so, is it on the athletic director? Sure. It doesn't mean they were necessarily negligent. It just means sometimes stuff happens.
And they get punished.
Yeah.
And it's always been this way. I just don't, like Arizona State, they're going to have reduction in scholarships, bowl ban. I don't know what else they're going to do to them.
The bigger problem is usually in the cover-ups. That's where it becomes an issue.
Yeah. Let's bring Dr. Ward on. Oh, we got him. Doc, happy birthday, sir.
Thank you so much. It was a fantastic birthday, so appreciate it.
What did y'all guys do? Did y'all go out to eat? Did you go take a little vacation, or did you just hang out at home?
No, I was coaching baseball, and my players gave me the best gift that they could. They played hard, played error-free baseball, hit some good ones, and we beat a really good Niceville-based travel ball team. So that was
good job. Good. Hey, Glenn wanted to ask you what your record is. He's been talking about that quite a bit behind your back.
You really believe that? You really believe that?
No.
I don't believe it.
He knows me. He knows me. No. Hey, I tell you what, you got to enjoy doing that, though. I love the way you got a good coaching staff there. I love the fact when I looked in that picture and I saw you guys taking those kids to that game. For some of them, that's something they'll never forget. That Florida State-Florida baseball game. That's good that you treat those kids that way.
Absolutely. You got it. There's a lot of work involved for the kids, and we have high expectations for them. So on the reward side, when they do what they're supposed to do and they're working hard, it's important for them to see that there's rewards at the end of the day too.
I'll be honest with you, one of the best teams I ever had at Arnold, we won 4 games, and that was it, just 4 games. I enjoyed that team as much as any of them. You know why? Because they weren't very talented, and they gave the best they had every single practice, every single game. And it was just a joy coaching them. And we took it on the chin. We lost 6 games that year. That was tough. But with the way they worked, their attitude, their work ethic, and everything like that, I really enjoyed that year. And you know how it is, Glenn. You go through a year and you lose, you're miserable. But not so with that group. That was a really good kid. So and I think you getting that out of your kids. I like the way you talk about them. You always brag on them. You say they're working hard. So I guess you really enjoy what you're doing right now.
No doubt. I'm in the when this journey with travel baseball ends. I know I'm going to look back and miss it terribly.
Yeah. Hey, we were asking the panel here, these experts we have in here right now, the NCAA, Florida went through it. They come in, they take forever to investigate, and then when they penalize the school, usually the head coach has been fired, the coaches involved in it are usually gone, taking another job or been fired, and the NCAA started the show cause and these penalties, which is probably a good thing. But I don't know. It's always been that way. I understand that, but I do kind of feel bad for the teams. I talk about Arizona State. All those coaches are gone. They've all been fired. One coach is actually fighting back. Michigan, all that staff that was involved in it, almost 90% of them are all gone that had anything to do with that. Yet the new players and new coaches get penalized. What's your thoughts on that? I guess this is the way it's always been. I don't see how they can correct it. But if you were in charge, anything you would change differently?
Well, anytime you have a process in place, where an investigation has to occur, evidence has to be, obtained. There can be appeals. There can be all sorts of different things. And it's just like the legal process. I mean, unless you're Donald Trump that pays back an entire, $1 billion loan, and they're arguing over whether he valued Mar-a-Lago at the appropriate price. Right. Well, in that case, they can get you in front of a judge and jury really quickly.
Right.
But no, any of these things where lawyers get involved in investigations, I mean, you just can't get anything done in a 2 to 3 year period. I mean that's how long it takes. So. Right. And it's the way it's always been, and while it's not fair, everyone deserves due process, even if it's just an NCAA investigation.
And the point you made right there, and I was talking to Brian and Glenn about this earlier, I said, but it's always been this way. It's always been, this is how it's always played out, so it's really, I don't know what they can do about it. So thank you for your opinion on that. Hey, Doc, real quick, what's the best way to get up with you? The weather's gorgeous. The index today is like as high as it can go for skin cancer, protect your skin today. Talk about what we can do to protect it, but better yet, how can we get up with you if we have a problem?
Well, yeah, as the sun gets out and you're going out there for the first time, spending all day, just remember to cover up with clothing, avoid the sun from 10 to 2, and wear sunscreen and reapply. Like I tell my patients, sunscreen doesn't work in the bottle. You got to put it on your skin, and you got to keep putting it on. So, and if you do notice anything that doesn't look right, feel right, changing size, shape, color, bleeding for no reason, give us a call at 233-3376. We can see you at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Marianna, Bonifay, Defuniak Springs, Santa Rosa Beach, Water Sound, Panama City Beach, Panama City, or Port St. Joe.
He got it right. They're always counting what you say. He's good.
He is.
Hey, let me ask you this: is it when you get a certain what age or how many times do we come see you just to get checked? Every 6 months, a year, and what age should we start doing this?
So the general consensus is that really until you're 50, unless you have a strong family history of skin cancer or you've had skin cancer, that you don't have to come every year. But after age 50, it is recommended that you get a cancer screening for skin cancer every year. And then if you've had skin cancer, it might be as frequent as every 3 months based on when you had your cancer and what kind of cancer it was.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. All right. We'll be right back with Dr. Ward. We'll finish up our next segment in just a second. But right now, let's talk some more about our wonderful people. Newbies, 3 great locations. The Mothership, the best bands in the Southeast. And every Thursday now, about 1 o'clock, you can start playing bingo out there. They do a great job. Charlotte and John always giving back to the community. Get out to all 3 of the locations. Have a great time. Newbies 2 on the Curve. Go watch all sporting events. And we just talked about Dr. Ward. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You want to look better, feel better. Go see Jason Kovaleski. 2 great locations. 23rd Street and at Pier Park. And Jason will be in here tomorrow and Friday. We're getting 3 times this week. If you got a son or daughter that's playing sports, you need to go visit and spend some time with the guys. Outstanding. Paparazzi Pizza, nowhere better than Paparazzi. Glenn, you love it.
I do.
I love the bakery. Paradise Cake, Napoleon, chocolate, carrot, you name it, they've got it. Also, they got a bar now down there. Glenn, we don't stay all the time. The place is outstanding. But I'll tell you what, man, the way they package everything, you head to the beach, you're going to go get on your boat, call, you tell them what you want, they'll have it packaged up for you. They do a great job. And Big John is a retired police officer, Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. Also, you want your yard to look absolutely gorgeous, Turf Pro Pest Control can make it happen for you. Pat does a great job. Give them a call. Turf Pro, they'll come out. That yard will look absolutely outstanding. We talked about it earlier. I will be watching Brian's house here for a couple days. And I might take a few things and take it down to where?
You want to go to David Adamson Jewelry?
I sure do.
You can't
I sure do. I'd like to have a necklace taking care of business.
They've had that estate sale going on for now. Now they have included all of the merchandise in the store on sale now. So, I mean,
Right
it is
now.
a full-blown sale. David Adamson's Fine Jewelry and Design, Highway 77, Lynn.
Call me. We might be able to get you the Brian's jewelry before we even take it down there. Who knows?
I wonder how many people we have listening in the sheriff's office.
We'll be right back with Dr. Ward, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Hi, this is Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley from the Inside Drive.
And we're seeking your nomination in the 2024 Best of Bay.
To nominate the Inside Drive as best radio show in Bay County, go to espnpc.com and click Best of Bay.
And remember, for a brighter future, vote the Inside Drive in 2024.
This message is funded by ESPN Northwest Florida, the committee to elect the Inside Drive.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 73 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. Clear skies tonight at a very light wind and quite warm near 66. Sunny and 80 tomorrow. 80 and slight fog in the morning, but otherwise mostly sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Absolutely gorgeous day today. Start out cool. It's going to be warm. And if you have any problem with your skin, make sure you go see Dr. Ward. We got him on the show right now, like we do every Wednesday at 7:30. Dr. Ward, we're going to talk to you about several things right now. You got anything you want to share before I start drilling you with questions?
Well, I got to brag on an individual feat by Gator baseball phenom Jack Caglione. I don't know if you guys were following, but he tied the NCAA record hitting home runs in 9 consecutive games. The last game against Vanderbilt. Funny enough, like the game we win against Vanderbilt's the game that he didn't hit a home run, but then Gators came out last night against Stetson, and he hit 2 more home runs. The team hit 7 total home runs. He's 1 home run behind Charlie Condon for the NCAA lead, and he is 9 home runs away from the all-time Gator home run record.
Dang, I did not know that. Is he the one that knocked it like 500-something feet? Somebody said it's unbelievable how far they hit it.
He is the one that has, I guess, there's some app that follows all of the home runs in Major League and college based on, like, exit velocity and angle. So they estimate the length, and it was a 516-foot home run, which is the longest home run ever recorded by StatCast, college or Major League.
Do you think Florida baseball can get it together and do something in Hoover to get to the playoffs?
I'll be honest with you. We're 8-10 in the SEC. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna make the SEC tournament. I think we've got the number 1 strength of schedule in the country. I think we finish 500 in the SEC and make a decent showing in the SEC tournament. We're probably not going to be a regional host, but we'll be a 2 or a 3 seed in a region, and then watch out because we can go on a hitting tear and hit 7 home runs against good opponents.
All right, I like that positive attitude. For a while there, I thought they were going to follow what Ole Miss and Mississippi State did. LSU's kind of struggling this year. Florida's record is not what I thought it would be right now. But you're right, that could very well happen. Hey, I do want to ask you. We got Nick Saban's big debut, whatever. On is it going to be on ESPN or ABC? I think ABC's covering it. I think it's on ABC. But he's going to be covering the draft. I'm looking forward to that. Let me ask you this. I asked this question to our 2 experts yesterday. The Buckeye boys did a good job with it. NFL draft. I just want to ask you a couple questions, just kind of see where you're at. And I don't keep up with this draft stuff, so whatever I say, I'm just completely guessing, and you guys jump in if you like. Do you believe the first 4 picks will be quarterbacks? This is a yes or no answer.
I don't believe so. I think there are other needs that teams have, and quarterbacks, while important, frequently highly, drafted quarterbacks are busts. So I think there'll be a team that needs a good offensive lineman or some other skill position. So I don't think the first 4. I mean, I think you might have 4 or 5 go in the first round, but I just don't see that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with him too because are there 4 top-notch ones? Like you would stand out. Right. I don't think so.
There's not 4 top-notch ones, but people historically overdraft quarterback. I'd say it's 50-50.
Okay.
I do think the first 3.
Okay.
Because I do think either the Patriots at 3 or the Vikings will trade up. The question is, the Cardinals are not going to take a quarterback at 4, but does somebody trade up? And the thing is, I don't see enough value in the 4th quarterback to trade up. I know everybody's talking great about McCarthy, and I think he's fine. And McCarthy may go at 3 and may go at 4. I don't know. But it's 50-50 to me on whether or not somebody wants to trade up with Arizona.
All right, this is my next question. I thought he was an unbelievable football player. Georgia tight end Brock Bowers.
He's great.
All right, will he go in the top 10? Remember, the last 10 years, 9 tight ends have been selected in the first round. But will he go in the top 10? Dr. Ward, what do you think? Tough questions, I know.
I mean, is he Kyle Pitts? I don't think so. He had a great college career, all that. Definitely first round, but I don't know if you go up to get him in the top 10.
I said no too. What do you think, guys?
They keep saying he's not fast enough, or they keep giving these little reasons. I don't think he'll go in the top 10. I think he, like Doc, goes in the first round, but not the top 10.
He's a top 10 talent. To me, I'm super high on him. I think he's top 5 talent. I think he's that good. He's not going to go because of all the shuffling that goes around. He's going to go somewhere 12 to 18.
There you go. All right, real quick. This is an easy one, I think. Vikings, do they pick Oregon's quarterback Bo Nix, yes or no? Doc?
Saying a certain team's gonna take a certain quarterback, I think the odds are in your favor to say no.
I say no.
If the draft plays out the way I think it will, he's going to fall to Denver. I think that's where he goes.
I think you're right.
Man,
what do you think?
I don't think so either.
Okay.
I'm a no.
All right, this one. This one. Will they be more offensive players drafted or more defensive players drafted in this year's draft?
Overall?
I'm going to say the first 2 rounds.
Okay.
First 2 rounds. Let's break. Because if we go overall, I will think his offense. I think it's easy. What would you say, Dr. Ward? First 2 rounds, will they be more offensive players selected or defense?
I say offense.
I'm with you.
Yeah, offense.
I know
this year I'll say offense, but it'll be close.
The Cincinnati Bengals are going all out defense on their picking. I think they pick 18th. Yeah, that they want defense.
Yes. You usually see a lot of D linemen and defensive backs go. It's just Dallas the sexy picks or the quarter, but there's so many receivers and quarterbacks in this draft. Yeah,
this is probably the easiest question I'm going to ask you today, because in the Buckeye Boys, even they agreed. Will there be more from conferences? Will there be more people drafted from the SEC or the Big Ten?
SEC, no doubt.
No doubt. No doubt. It's not even.
I haven't looked at it close enough to know. I know that the Big Ten's going to have a lot of linemen, like they always do, but I would imagine the SEC.
If you go back and look through the history, it's always the SEC. All right, this question right here, and some people say there's no way this record will be broken, and other people say it's going to happen this year. Will Michigan break the record that Georgia set with 15 players selected in a single NFL draft? Michigan's supposed to have all these guys coming off, being drafted. I say no. What say you, Dr. Ward? 15 is a lot of people to be drafted.
Again, I go with the odds. The odds are that records won't be broken, so no.
I'm with him.
Yeah, I'm saying no also.
11 or 12. That's what they get.
You said no?
Yeah, no.
Okay. I did go back to Bo Nix. We all know he played at Auburn, SEC, talked about the difference in the SEC and the Pac-12. Good quarterback. But, Brian, you knocked out of the ballpark. Here's the odds for where he's going to go. Current odds out of Dallas, Denver, minus 175. Vikings, plus 425. Raiders, plus 500. Giants, plus 700. Saints, plus 2,000. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah, I think the Saints might be a good play there, though, because I don't think the others really are going to be. And I think the Vikings and the Giants are probably moving up, and if they do, they're not getting Nick. So I would say the Saints might be second favorite in that deal.
Doc, what do you think?
I'm going to actually go out on a limb here and say that Bo Nix is the player that people keep putting the camera on in the first round. And he doesn't get selected in the first round. I think he's going to be, a high second round pick, and it may be a team that has a need. I don't know which team he's going to go to be honest. Though.
All right, one more quick question. Then we got to get Dr. Ward to give some testimony. The Bears.
The Bears.
Would you go with LSU's quarterback? Or would you go with USC's quarterback? Williams won the Heisman. Daniels is unbelievable. Who would you go with?
I would go with Daniels because I just feel like he's a baller, and I mean he was LSU's team. He can individually prepare and get a team there, and he does not. He has a great work ethic from what I can tell. Dude, Williams was crying and crap like that. Williams, like he gets on. You see him on social media painting his fingernails all different colors. I mean, maybe he gets his act together, but I think if it were me, I would take Daniels over Williams simply because I see a man in Jaden Daniels, and I see a big boy when it comes to Caleb Williams. He needs to get his act together and start acting like a man.
I'm with you there, and really because his legs, he can run. Daniels can run. He played in the SEC against real defenses. I would go with him also. Hey, Doc, real quick, what's the best way to get up with you?
Give us a call at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. 5 minutes is all it takes to get looked at head to toe and make sure that skin cancer is not going to be your problem this year.
All right. We all, off the air, we all were asking your age. I said 42. Do you mind telling us what age you are?
48, man. I'll be 50 in 2 years.
Yeah. You look good. Dang, I'm surprised.
Is this The Price is Right? I was closer.
Yeah, you were. But no winner. No winner. All right, Doc. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, sir. Happy birthday.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go. Have I got time to do anything? We got to go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Say goodbye.
Hey!
They're saying Dave.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 73 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. Clear skies tonight with a very light wind and quite warm near 66. Sunny and 80 tomorrow. 80 and slight fog in the morning, but otherwise mostly sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's time for a new kitchen from Kitchen Designs. Kitchen Designs in Panama City Beach and Santa Rosa Beach offers full-service cabinets, countertops, and flooring, plus cash and carry cabinets available the very next day. Kitchen Designs has been family-owned and operated for over 20 years. Visit their showroom at 7934 Front Beach Road and on Lynn Drive in Santa Rosa Beach. Or call Kitchen Designs, 850-775-4150.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tide roll. Alabama update brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. No one does it better than Jason and Stevenson Air Conditioning. Locals taking care of locals throughout Northwest Florida. Give them a call today. You want to get a service at least twice a year, right before summer and right before winter. If you got an old one, get rid of it, bite the bullet, buy a brand new one. Don't make a mistake. Go to someone that's honest, going to tell you like it is. They'll come out, measure your house out, and tell you exactly the type you need. They'll give you some options, and you go with them. They do an incredible job. They did everything. We had everything replaced. They did a great job, and it's saving me big time money on my power bill, because when you got an old one, all it does in the summertime run 24/7 trying to get the house cool, and it doesn't work. They get it cool, they keep it cool, and it saves you money on your power bill. Station air conditioning, number one. All right, Alabama, University of Alabama. How will it go in 2024? I think 2024 we're going to be okay. 2025 is the year I kind of worry about. But it all starts with quarterbacks. Sometimes you got a talented football team, an unbelievable defense, run the football, you can get away with it. But then now everybody's going to spread offense, throwing the ball over the field. Everything's changed, all the rules. And coaches coming in, DeBoer's coming in with a new offense. He likes throwing the ball around. How's this going to work out? I don't know. They ranked SEC quarterback rankings of the quarterback room. We'll go with this. Where did Alabama rank when they kept all the teams in the SEC? Well, Bama came in second. We lost a great one. As a matter of fact, he might start as a true freshman at Ohio State. He did a great job up there. The Buckeyes came in and raided our school. They were, they outbidded Alabama, and they had to go to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Saying, he left. He's gone. One of the best quarterbacks in the country coming out of high school last year. Came to Bama State for a short period of time. Now he's with the Buckeyes, just got through with spring football. Even with him gone, Alabama still ranks second in the quarterback rooms in all the SEC. Jalen Milroe, it's a brand new scheme. He's got to learn brand new terminology. He's got a new offensive coordinator, I think it's like the third one since he's been there. The greatest thing about Milroe, he's probably the fastest kid on the team. And he's also probably the fastest quarterback in the country. He can run. We all know that. He's got a nice touch on the deep ball. But in this offense he's going to play in now, you're going to have to make all the throws, not just the long pass, not the play action deep ball. You're going to have to throw short, medium, and long all over the field. Left hash, right hash, middle. How does he do? We don't know yet. We really and truly do not know yet. Spring game, he was 3-9. I've been hearing good things. But quarterback Ty Simpson, he decided to stay. He's not leaving. That's a good sign. He said he's going to stay. He wants to play. He wants to play for a national championship. And also tells you how well he's improved and what they think of him. All during spring football, I kept hearing his name, kept hearing good things about him. Do not be shocked if he sticks with it. If he doesn't change it, tweak this offense somewhat, don't be shocked. Sometime during the season, if it's not working, Ty Simpson could be in the quarterback throwing the ball because he can make all the throws. He's a good passer. We'll see how it plays out. They got kids. They got other players also at Alabama that can play. They got Washington's quarterback transfer, Austin Mack, I believe is his name. They got Dylan Lonergan, does that say it right? Lonergan, whatever. He's a pretty good ball player also. So Bama does have a pretty good quarterback room. There's tons of questions about Alabama offense, the offensive line. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. The number one quarterback room in the SEC, and probably the number two in the country, would probably be Texas. And Georgia's up there because of who they got starting. Ohio State's up there because they got so much talent. Nobody knows who their starting quarterback's going to be yet, but they got all kind of talent. They got a great quarterback room. I'd probably give the nod to Texas also at number one because they got the Quinn Ewers is back, the starting quarterback. And then Archie Manning. Manning tore it up in the spring. Did you watch it? Did y'all see him on TV? I saw his highlights. He looked good. I mean, he looked really good. Set in a pocket. He can read. He knows when to get rid of the ball. The guy is really good. I thought he was going to be a bust. I was really impressed watching that. And he's not the only one. Their third-string quarterback can play. Texas is loaded at quarterback. Texas also has outstanding receivers. They got Alabama, one of Alabama's best receivers right there. He caught a 75-yard touchdown pass from Manning. So Texas has the number one quarterback room. Alabama has the second best quarterback room in the SEC. And number three is the Georgia Bulldogs. They might have the best starting quarterback. I don't know. Carson Beck is a good football player. He got a chance to be a great football player. Hell, they got him a dang Ferrari. I mean, he's that good in his NIL. They're paying him more to stay at Georgia than go to the NFL last year. He could have came out. He's really good. Now, I don't know much about Stockton and the other quarterback. You guys know any much about their backups? I really truly don't.
All you know is the hype coming out of high school. Gunnar Stockton was
5 stars, 4 stars.
Exactly. But so was Brock Vandegrift, and he left to go to Kentucky. So, no, Georgia's got a good, a deep room, but it's untested guys. You know, so we'll see.
And out of those, it's amazing. And here we go, number 4, the 4th-rated best quarterback room in the SEC by the experts. Ole Miss. I do like Dart. He's a good football player, I think. I was impressed with him against Penn State in the bowl game. I don't know about spring football because all they did was dunk basketballs, play volleyball, and tug of war, so I don't know how good they are, the rest of them.
I would have them higher than 4.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I'm with you. LSU transfer, Walker Howard. Mm-hmm. He was great coming out of high school. Austin Simmons is also there. I'm just surprised what they're paying them NIL money to have that many quality quarterbacks to stay. You know, these guys could have left and gone started somewhere else. They stayed at Ole Miss. They're making good money. That's another reason he didn't take the Auburn job. They made a commitment to NIL, and it's paying off for them. They got 4. That's your 4 best quarterback rooms rated by the experts. And think about it. They're also the 4 highest rated teams in the SEC preseason. The only schools not mentioned is Missouri, and Missouri's ranked anywhere from 7th to 8th or 9th in all these preseason polls. I forgot where their quarterback room is rated. But
Missouri's room isn't quite as deep as the others, I think, is the issue.
Where would you have those 4? Rank them real quick. I'm not sold on Milroe yet in this passing game.
Well, I think Alabama's room might be the deepest in terms of ratings, but only one can play. The nice thing for all 4 of the top 4 is they're all returning their starting quarterback. I'm still not sold on Arch. I might have Ole Miss ahead of Texas, to be honest with you.
Did you watch it?
It doesn't matter. It's in a design thing where the quarterback's not going to fail because he's not facing true live hits the way he would in an SEC game. So I haven't seen it yet. I like Jackson Dart. I really think he's a good quarterback. I don't know if I'd put him ahead of Alabama because of the depth and because I think Georgia just is really got the best balance of the two. Carson Beck's really good, and they've got enough depth in the room. So I might go Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas.
What do you think, Len?
I don't know.
It's a surrounding cast of who they have with them also. I'm kind of like Brian. I might have Ole Miss second, maybe Texas first, and then Alabama.
Yeah,
I'm a little worried. Yours seems kind of injury prone to me too, so I'm a little worried about that.
I really don't know. I just to be flat honest with you, I don't know. So I would go with what they've got. Yeah. I just don't know. I do like the starting quarterback at Georgia. I like Texas starting quarterback. Milroe he's great play action, throwing the ball deep. I've watched him in person this short game. He holds the ball too long. He's going to have to improve a lot to get in this offense. But I think they're going to tweak the offense. I think he'll be fine. But I tell you what, Ty Simpson, he can play.
And that's it. The most confidence I have, if Beck goes down, if Milroe goes down, if Dart goes down, if Ewers goes down, where do I have the most confidence? It's Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
With Alabama. Because I've seen him. So
we got all these different polls now in baseball. D1, American, and USA Today. USA Today poll, Alabama's ranked 19th in the country. Overall, they're 25-15, and I didn't look up if they won. I'm sure they won their midseason game. I forgot who it was against. We get back, we're going to have to really focus on FSU. We'll mention Auburn real quick, and because we got Mark McLeod at 8:30, Wednesday's a little bit different, so we'll have a little bit on Auburn. And I'll say most of this stuff for Auburn for Thursday. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Today is Wednesday, which means we got world-famous J. Michael Spaghetti. Get down there and have a great time. Lunch and dinner, it will be packed out because it's that good. And they only do it once a week. Get in there and have a great time. Also, over in Lynn Haven, you're over that way, you got to get down to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Get yourself 10 huge, I'm talking wings like me. I'm not talking about Glenn's wings. We're talking huge wings. 10 of them inside for $9. I saw that for $9.99. You can't beat it. They got specials Monday through Friday. Great atmosphere, wonderful people. You walk in, it's like being at Cheers, that old Cheers place. They know your name. You walk in, they got a smile on their face. Pat Perno does a great job down there, and he also is one of the best, finest city commissioners I've ever seen. He's the best that Lynn Haven's got, I do think that. Get out to Big Four Braves, have a great time. Then don't forget about South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker does a great job. Do what Mark Cower, Beth Maybe do. Use South Oak Title and Closing. Offices throughout the Northwest Florida. They do an incredible job. And Charlie Corn's Place. You love good food. Daily specials. Pick out your meat and size for $11.20. Friday night, you get fried fish, baked beans, cheese grits, French fries, rolled tea. Then Saturday, fried shrimp or grilled. And then the big one on Sunday, fried chicken, mashed potato, green beans, cream corn, rolled a tea. Charlie Corn's Place.
Alabama did win. They beat Samford 14-5.
26-15. That's a good thing. We're right back. Brian, we got Glenn, and we got the man, the myth, the legend, Wildcat. Women love him. Men want to beat him. We're right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
America's team plays here.
And a rocket to right field. This thing is into orbit.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Acuna, Ozzie, and Austin Riley lead the Braves' high-powered offense.
Swung on, belted, deep right field. Get out of here, Ozzie. Home run. Ball game.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored by Brock's Pest Control, Stormore Portable Buildings, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Billburg Kia, and Mid-South Lumber.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 73 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. Clear skies tonight at a very light wind and quite warm near 66. Sunny and 80 tomorrow. 80 and slight fog in the morning, but otherwise mostly sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and high dues.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
He doesn't try on clothes at the department stores. He just rips stuff off the hanger and lives with the consequences for years.
It's classy, it's intriguing.
He's sexy, sassy, and full of spunk.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up. Eagle! Hey, Martha, Kitty, James Gualmar. And don't forget about beautiful Jenna Gualmar. She's the secret of that family. She's incredible. And they all go to Jeremy Pridgeon's church with Tommy Santamont, and they do a great job down there. Also, we want you to do right now, stop what you're doing, get on the computer or whatever. Look up newsherald.com. Go to this competition, Best of Bay. Look on there. I'm talking. Look on there and vote our show. We need to dominate. Now, what's the other option we can do, Michigan Eddie?
ESPNPC.com and follow the prompts, and it'll get you there.
See, it may be your show, but he's controlling the microphones.
Well, you know, what it is, it's true. I can't, there's nothing I can do about it because women love him and men want to be him. He's got it. He's got that it factor.
He does.
He does.
And you can get pills for that and cure it.
Wait, he's got the it factor?
Yeah.
You got to half that word, right?
Yeah, he got that right. Ooh. All right, real quick. Auburn update. Get out to Beef Braised Day. Their special day, 10 wings and a side for $9.99. Cannot beat that. Beef Braised in Lynn Haven. Go have a great time. All right. This is your post-SEC power rankings from Athlon.
Alabama.
No, they're not. They're not very high. Georgia comes in number 1. I want to get this in real quick. Georgia Bulldogs number 1. Number 2, the Texas Longhorns. We talked about the quarterback situation there. Number 3, the Ole Miss Rebels. Listen, they got a ball club now. They got some players. We'll see how it plays out, but they got a team. Number 4, the Alabama Crimson Tide. And number 5, Missouri. Missouri also has their receivers are really good. Missouri's pretty good. And their schedule sets up pretty nice also. And I got 2 buddies that love the Missouri Tigers, Bill and Sue. And Bill was a former superintendent in Missouri. Great guy. They got a house here and in Missouri. Love them. Wonderful people. And they got a little Dotson dog that's not trained very well. But anyway. Number 5.
Throwing a dog under a bus.
Number 6 is the Tennessee Volunteers. I think Tennessee's going to surprise people. I think it'll be good. Don't let Ryan shoot me. Number 7, LSU Tigers. I just got a feeling they're going to be better than this, but that's just me. Number 8, Oklahoma. Number 9, Texas A&M. And then, number 10, your Auburn Tigers. We already know for sure true freshman wide receiver Cam Coleman is going to be a superstar. He lived up to the hype. He had a great spring. He looks like a man out there, like Julio Jones out there. So they got skill weapons. They're going to have a lot of weapons at the wide receiver position. Quarterback Thorne should be really pleased with this, but he's been playing for a long time. He's got a lot of experience. He has got to perform better. If he plays better in the offensive line protection, they got a chance to be a lot better than the 10th best team in the SEC. We will see how it plays out.
Keep going. Who was last?
The very last
I'm curious.
Well, I was going to quit because I want to get FSU in. Vandy.
Okay, good. We're ahead of Vandy.
I knew where he was going on.
I just wanted to make sure everybody knew we weren't last.
Then at number 15 is the Bulldogs, which is unheard of. All right, Glenn, that's the Auburn update for today. I got a lot more on Auburn tomorrow. We'll talk about their quarterback room tomorrow and their offense and things. But let's get into your FSU Seminoles. Brought to you by Newbies. Get out to Newbies. Have a great time. 3 great locations. Newbie 2 on the Curve. Go watch all sporting events. The Mothership, the best bands in the Southeast every Friday and Saturday. You know why? Because that's what Charlotte wants. And Charlotte gets what she wants.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we had the big showcase, and so now we're turning our attention to the 2025 class. And so FSU has 4 commits right off the bat. One, we already know number 1 is 4-star quarterback Trammell Jones. He's out of Jacksonville, Florida. I think it's Mandarin. I'm not sure 100%. And then offensive lineman, 5-star Solomon Thomas from Florida. And defensive lineman, 4-star Javion Hilson out of Florida, and also 4-star linebacker Ethan Pritchard. He's out of Florida. And the transfer portal guys who came in from 2024 cycle is Marvin Jones Jr., who really showed a lot there on the pass rush and stopping the run. And then I can't say Ungalule, I just say ukulele from Oregon State quarterback. Jalen Brown, LSU wide receiver, did a real good job. And then Earl, defensive back, Earl Little from the Crimson Tide. Defensive tackle, Grady Kelly from Colorado State. An athlete, Jalen Lucas, Indiana Hoosiers. Let me tell you, he ran one the other day. When they ran it, I mean, he was through that hole. He was at 25 yards just like that, so he's going to be the kick returner mainly, but good for him. And also the guy that came in from the Miami Hurricanes, defensive back Devontae Brown. So we're looking forward to those people, and we're looking forward to going on. The stadium still kind of in the shambles over there. They had dirt piles and everything, and people sometimes couldn't even get in the stadium. They had it blocked off so well that you couldn't get over there. So, but anyway, hopefully that works out for them. And Brian, you had a good point about them trying to control the crowds and things. But
I think every stadium design now, they're trying to pare it down and expand on the luxury suites and the big money things. But it's also more manageable for like staff and law enforcement, everything like that, traffic concerns, everything like that. Plus, so many people are choosing their couch as the place to watch games now.
A lot cheaper there, yeah.
I think they'd like to get into the 65,000, 70,000 range.
Right. Now, baseball last night, the Seminoles were 10, North Florida 2, and that makes FSU 30-9. They dropped from number 5 to number 10 because over the weekend they lost 2 to Wake Forest, who actually turned around last night and lost to Elon. So maybe we'll move back up. We're 11-7 in the ACC. We're number 2 in the Atlantic Division. We will FSU will be at Duke on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Duke is number 7 overall in the nation, according to D1, and they are number 2 in the Coastal Division. So in softball, FSU is number 14. They'll be at number 17, Florida, tonight at 5 o'clock. Florida is 37-10. FSU's 36-10. ACC, FSU is number 1 in the ACC. They will host North Carolina Saturday and Sunday. And then Florida will be at Georgia coming this weekend, and they are number 3 in the SEC, so they will be at Georgia Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It'll be a big game tonight. I'll be streaming that one unless it's on the SEC network because it is at Florida. It's always a big-time game for them. Also on the number 2025 list, I already had that Thomas guy coming in. They had a 2026 guy coming, also committing early, so they call it the thread, so it'll be the 2026 thread. So that's what's going on at Florida State right now. Track team is out this weekend on the relays, and the FSU men's tennis team, they won the ACC.
All right, Auburn Update was brought to you by Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven, and FSU Updates brought to you by Newbies. Get out to both those locations and have a great time at both establishments. We're on a great meal today. 10 wings inside for $9.99. Pat, love you. Great city commissioner of Lynn Haven. John Sharp, love you guys. Great people. Love them to death. Always giving back to the community. Let's make sure we support them. Hey, Wildcat.
Yo. Hey. He come in here and
hey, I'm hungry.
Glenn brings me some goodies every once in a while. Coach came in here and stole my goodies.
Right. Well,
open that bag and smell it.
Oh my God! It's out. Glenn made that himself. That's a good job, Glenn.
Yep. Cornbread and what else?
It's bacon, crispy bacon.
Got crispy bacon in there and also a little hot pepper in there.
Get down to Glenn's house today, free. It's really good. Hey, Turf Pro Pest Control, you want that yard to look absolutely beautiful? Patrick and his crew can make it happen for you. And we always talk about the jewelry. It's unbelievable, man. David Addison jewelry is unbelievable. They make everything right there. They don't send it off. You got something that broke, you usually take it down, they ship it off, it comes back 4 to 6 weeks later. No, not there. They do it on site.
And they'll appraise your jewelry if you have a bunch of, and you want to get the jewelry insured, they'll appraise it right there. They'll clean it, they'll appraise it, they'll tell you what it's worth. You get it insured, and the biggest state sale that they've got going on, they have expanded it to the whole store. So everything on
and
sale.
Where are they located?
At Highway 830, Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
Beautiful Lynn Haven. Get out today. Tell Dave and Russ that Coach sent you in there. Or Wildcat. Great place to go. Julie loves it in there also, by the way. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? What's your best product from down there?
Man, I like the Joint Boost, but also the greens now that you come out and you get your veggies and your fruits for.
He also likes that red pill. Yep. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
The Coach James Hale Show, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9. We try to cover Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, all the SEC teams, and, of course, Florida State. We also look into what's going on locally every single day right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We're asking you to do us a favor. If you wouldn't mind, would you go and vote for us, the Best of Bay? We'd like to be nominated for that. Don't forget the Coach James Hale Show right here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hello, this is Rick Vossen with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin? We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore Portable Building Dealer, Panama City.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's the sexiest man on the planet.
Live and local from the J. Michaels Studio on the Sports Talk Must. ESPN Northwest Florida.
When you got 90,000 people all chomping at the same time.
It's the Florida Gator Update with guest Mark McLeod. Insider information you can't get anywhere else. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators! It's Wednesday, it's 8:30, and you know who's here. The one and only. The man, the myth, the woman. I mean, oh, wait a minute.
What?
The man, the myth, the legend.
Man, oh man.
Hey, I don't know what they put in my drink today.
Get on him, Mark. He's out of control.
Man.
It's been a while.
Talk about setting the tone for this interview.
Mark, what do you think about that? Breaking news, Reggie Bush is getting his Heisman back. What do you think about that?
Oh, man. I don't know. That's fine. That's fine. I guess it's been long enough. Why don't they put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, really.
Amen.
Seriously, that's breaking news. They're giving back his Heisman trophy. They took it away for breaking NCAA rules.
That comes under the heading of I don't give a you know what. So
thank you, Glenn.
Well, I mean,
appreciate that.
Why did they take it the first time?
Mark, let's talk about let's get into baseball right off the bat. What Dr. Ward was on earlier. He feels like that Florida can play themselves into the playoffs, the NCAA college playoffs this year. Do you feel pretty good about that, or do you think we might be in trouble?
I think they can. Actually, I think it was D1 Baseball still projects them to be in as a 3 seed somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where they put them, to be honest with you. But yeah, this team is bizarre. I mean, they take out the top-ranked team in the country, Texas A&M. They beat LSU, and LSU is pretty good, although things have fallen off for LSU, as we know. They've beaten a couple other teams that are pretty good, taking series from them, including Vanderbilt this past weekend. And then, the midweek games are a mess because they can't get the pitching. They can't get Friday night pitching. It's just been a very bizarre and difficult season, and we've seen this before from Sully. We've seen 1 or 2 years previously in his stint at Florida where he just can't get these young guys, and he's really counting on young guys to come in and pitch. They have live arms, but he can't get them to paint the black. Can't get them to locate their pitches, and they struggle. You look at the number of walks Florida's issued, far more than anyone in the Southeastern Conference, and certainly giving up big hits. So it's just not been a good time for him. But then you have moments again like the Vanderbilt series I don't know. I think if they can get one or two more guys to get it together pitching-wise, they would have a chance to believe it or not, make it in the postseason. You look what Caglianone's doing. Monster home runs, hits 2 more last night. And it's possible. They would be a team that, guys, if they were in anybody's if anybody were to have Florida in their regional, they would be absolutely petrified because of what this team potentially is able to do, but they just can't seem to put it together on a consistent basis.
Well, I was going to ask you, we were talking about that earlier. Do they have to be 8? Do they have to be 500 in the SEC to get in?
Yeah, you would think, Coach. You would think, and they're real close. But and look, you got Arkansas coming up. You got just a monster schedule coming up for Florida in conference play. But you would think they would have to be 500. But we've seen years where the committee has taken SEC teams that aren't quite 500, but have played pretty well in terms of the overall record. This Florida team, though, is not that really, but they're still, sometimes these committees get locked in on a player like Caglianone, having them out there, and then really some of the other guys. Florida's got a couple guys that are going to make All-America. It's just a bizarre year for Florida and Kevin O'Sullivan.
All right, I want to get into football. You in the old days, you recruit, you get your kids in, you get them through winter workouts, you go through spring football practice, you got a good idea of what's going on. In one of these publications, Florida supposedly has 15 starters coming back, which would be a good thing. But, we don't know. I mean, what are you hearing? Who's transferring out now after spring? Is it going good? Are we getting people coming in, or are more people leaving Florida?
Well, right now I think they're down 1. So they're going to have, somebody's going to have to go. I think they're going to lose maybe 1 to 2 more guys because, I talked about the defense at the end of the show last week. I know we barely squeezed in, but remember, you probably have 5 new starters courtesy of the transfer portal, and at all levels. D-tackle, so you got them on the defensive line, you've got them at linebacker, and you have them on the back end, which is much needed. In fact, 2 of those new starters are probably going to be on the back end. Offensively is where they need help. They need a receiver. They're really flirting with 3 or 4 receivers right now in the transfer portal. I think it's actually more than that. I only know of 3 or 4 who are trying to set up visits and come in. They have the top offensive lineman, interior offensive lineman in the transfer portal who's at UCF right now visiting. He's coming to Gainesville either later this week or this weekend. He's a kid from Southern Cal, and they really need to get him because he's a plug-and-play guy. And guys, I just don't know where Damian George, who transferred from Alabama a couple years ago, is going to fit for Florida because he didn't fit last year at right tackle starting for the Gators. Word is, from what I understand from the guy I talked to, he said he was kind of hit or miss at offensive guard. That's why they're really looking around out there. And if they can get this guy to commit to Florida and not to UCF, that could go big for Florida because they clearly need some help at wide receiver. You just don't have the numbers. Chimere Dike, the transfer from Wisconsin, has a lot of catches. He has a lot of experience. That's great for Florida. Trey Wilson, fabulous for Florida last year with 61 catches. But outside of that, you've got Khalil Jackson, who's a possession wide receiver. Florida needs another guy who can help stretch the field a little bit. Certainly a guy with some length. And that's kind of where they're at. Just getting another receiver with a lot of experience because beyond those guys, everybody at Florida has 6 receptions or less. Wow. And, yes, there's some talent there. There are some talent, particularly on a couple freshmen coming in, but you don't know what you're going to get out of them, and you can't count on that. So they desperately need a wide receiver in the transfer portal. But that means another guy is going to have to walk away from a scholarship or move on and hit the transfer portal. And right now I think they're going to need 2 more to go.
Yeah, that's what blows my mind at Florida. We talked about this last week. You look at Auburn. Hugh Freeze knew that was their weakest areas, wide receivers. What did he do? They got that Coleman kid is a stud. I mean, he's going to be a superstar. and Perry Thompson. They brought in some 5 stars. They brought in some really good receivers. I'm talking about 4 players that can play anywhere. And it just seems like Florida can't. Why can't Florida do that? Why can't they get a 5-star stud in there?
Well, they are. Trey Wilson, last year, I mean, he's freshman All-American. You got Tank Hawkins, who, when you talk to Graham Mertz, he says the guy to look out for is a freshman wide receiver who could really step up and help him this season, and that's Tank Hawkins. Okay. I've seen that kid play in person. He's good. He's awfully good. He's fast. And he looks like, and this is weird, but he looks like Trey Wilson. Mm-hmm. Maybe not quite as fast, but he's got that same electric. He's really could cut on a dime. He runs good routes from what we've seen, and Graham Mertz is really high on the kid. DJ Lagway is high on a guy who's been there, and that's Aiden Mizell. He said he thinks Aiden Mizell may be ready to break loose. He was there last year with Florida, but they couldn't get him going. Remember, guys, Andy Jean, they couldn't get him going. He may be one of the guys in the transfer portal because there's been a lot of smoke about him being very unhappy. Of course, he's injured, and he just hasn't been able to hit the field last year like they thought he could. This spring, you heard some stuff about him here and there, but not a whole lot. And again, nagging injuries have been a problem for that young man.
All right. I'm going to go back. This is the SEC, what this particular service put out there. Returning starters, which really doesn't mean anything anymore, but Auburn, 16, Georgia, 16, and then it's Florida Gators, 15, Ole Miss, 15, and Texas Longhorns, 15 starters returning. Again, it can all change right now. People transferring in, transferring out. But it's just crazy, Mark. I'll say it again. In the old days, you could count on your recruiting services. If you had a good recruiting class, you felt pretty good about it. You go through winter workouts, you go through spring football. After spring football, you kind of knew what you had. Now, the way college football is, you just don't know what the hell's going on. Let me ask you this. This cornerback from Texas, I have to look his name up. He was a stud. I mean, good-looking kid. I don't know why he's leaving Texas or what. Maybe they got somebody in there better. But Alabama needs a corner. There's other schools, Auburn. They can't touch him anymore. You cannot. Right. You can't take. Do you think that rule's going to stay, or you think that'll go? Does it take a lawyer going to court over this stuff, or is it?
Yeah, I think they're going to fight it. That's going to be fought. Yeah, you're talking about within the rule the SEC established where you can't go in. Of course, Texas and Oklahoma are now part of that. I think they're going to fight that. Everything's going to be fought. For Florida, though, you get back to Florida, Coach. They've only had one guy throw himself in the portal, and that's Manny Nunnery. I really thought Andy Jean would be in there by now. Yeah. So I am kind of surprised by that. But, the bottom line is, and then look, we all know, and you guys, we've all seen this for years. All the fans know this. You get the end of spring practice, and the coaches, if they have a couple scholarships available, they always award it to guys that have really been busting. Florida's got 2 or 3 kids that have scholarships that, they're walk-ons, so they may be asked to give up those scholarships. Wow. We'll see what happens, but or to maybe help them find a place, in the transfer portal where they can go and play right away. All right, because they're probably not going to at Florida.
We got Mark McLeod with us this morning. We'll be right back with Mark. Mark, don't hang up. We'll finish up with you. Don't forget today's Wednesday, the world famous J. Michael Spaghetti, only on Wednesdays. Get out there today for lunch and dinner. It's outstanding. Also over in Lynn Haven, Beef O'Brady's, only on Wednesdays, 10 wings and a side for $9.99. Cannot beat that. Also, getting type of injury, go see Chad Mitchell. This will be his 25th year on Bay County Sidelines, the legendary Chad Mitchell. And you can listen to him here on ESPN Northwest Florida every Monday morning. Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. They cater. You can go have a banquet at the back room down there. Have a great time at Rudy's. We'll be right back with Mark McLeod, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening
What's up? This is David Hayes from the Afternoon Underdogs, and I would appreciate your nomination in the Best of Bay 2024. I'm running on a platform eliminating boring radio and bringing more exciting sports talk to Bay County. To nominate the Afternoon Underdogs in the category of Best Radio Show in Bay County, go to ESPNPC.com and click Best of Bay. This message brought to you by ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 73 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. Clear skies tonight with a very light wind and quite warm near 66. Sunny and 80 tomorrow. 80 and slight fog in the morning, but otherwise mostly sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you hungry for authentic Mexican cuisine? Then come to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus, live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive, across from the Navy Base.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
The Atlanta Braves are back with a loaded roster of young talent and some new faces in the A. It's going to be another wild season.
1-1 launched deep down the left field line. This might get out of here. Say goodbye to that one.
Tonight, don't miss a minute of Atlanta Braves baseball as the Braves take on division rivals, the Miami Marlins, live from Truist Park.
Coverage starts at 6 right after the Afternoon Underdogs. First pitch, 6:20. You're home for the Braves, ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Bonafide and qualified.
Live and local from the Jane Michaels Studio.
Certified.
From the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Wake up, Chris. Oh, wait a minute. And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. One of Glenn's favorite songs right there. Let's bring him back on. Mark McLeod. Mark, couple things. Number one, before I forget, I want to jump on this. What's going on? Do people just listen to us and they copy what we say? It looks like the other conferences are finally going to maybe have their own national championship. I think by 2026 we will have the Super League, Big Ten, SEC, and I think the other ones will be like high school football. You got national champ, 1A, 2A, 3A, stuff like that. Talk about that, what you're hearing. You and I have talked about this before, and now they're talking about it.
Yeah, someone messaged me yesterday about this. Of course, they're having the college football playoff committee meetings right now, and the word was that hey, they're actually talking about a group of 5 tournament. They were calling the tournament, and what it came down to, or what it comes down to, guys, is that is they're looking for their road. Look, the big boys are making their money in the college football playoff, but for the group of 5, they're really going to need some corporate support to help them pull this off and make it happen. So they want to try to piece together, and there's some former coaches doing it, including Derek Dooley, as Dennis Dodd pointed out in CBS, but trying to really get together a bunch of major corporations and see if they can help finance a tournament, a playoff, whatever you want to call it, for the group of 5 schools. So very interesting there because, the last we've heard, I mean, you've got the Power 5, the group of 5 guys really wanted to stick their nose into the the playoff.
Yeah, and I get it where they're coming from. Look, they're going to get Big Ten and SEC the big chunk of the money, and they're upset they're not getting much of that payday, and I get it. And I think it should come to that. I would not mind that a bit. Let's go ahead and have the Super League. Let's get 48, the best teams in the country, or whatever that magical number is, and let them have their playoffs. They own all the TV networks, the SEC and the Big Ten. I don't know how, like you're talking about, who is going to televise it. You know, ESPN's got their money, so much money into the news system, but I'm sure there'll be somebody out there that can do maybe streaming. I don't know. But I do believe, you and I have talked about this. We've all talked about this. I think down the future that's what's going to happen. It seems like it's happening faster and faster.
You're right. We have all talked about this at length. And really kind of talking about maybe the group of five needs to break off and do their own. Because I do think there's some profit in that. I think watch football. They just want to watch college football, and I think there is an avenue for that. Certainly not as profitable or lucrative as the Power Five, but still, I think there'd be very entertaining football.
Let me ask you, go back into Florida. They did an article, I forgot the guy's name, you know him, about what schedule's tougher, and they went over it last year's or this year's for Florida. Is Napier smarter than we think? I mean, because everything's always, it just seems like everything's negative about Florida football right now. Could they be better than what we think? Can they have a better season? I mean, the old ball coach said they're going to go 8-4, and everybody's going to be happy, and they're going to win a bowl game. And that schedule is brutal, but maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they're going to be better than we think they are. Am I wrong? Am I right, or what?
Well, since spring practice wrapped up, been a few columns, I think one or two nationally, but most of them regionally, looking at Florida, and they're actually saying that exact same thing. Hey, guys, the roster at Florida looks better. The depth chart looks better. We like some of the moves that Napier made with the coaching, the defensive side of things. Florida may not be as bad as you think they are. Plus, you look at some of the moves they've made, with transfer in a position.
We got Mark.
You keep
He's breaking up on us.
Hold still, Mark.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
But you've seen some of those columns that have been very positive of Florida lately, because they're looking at what's going on there. They're looking at what's going on in some of the other schools. You go Florida. They talked about all the schools. They went through the top 20, top 25 rosters around 15.
Yeah.
So that's perfect for Florida. Now, granted, things are still changing. UCF's added some nice players. You've had some other schools add nice a wide receiver and potentially an offensive guard. So, things. But there are some people that like what Florida's done recruiting. And to your point about receivers, Coach, and you look at Trey Wilson last year. Mizell is a guy people are thinking come up this year. Tank Hawkins and some of the young receivers they've signed this year. They've got a couple studs who people really like. So, and then the one position where it needs, really two positions where it needs to come up is offensively is at wide receiver. They need to keep offensive line, and there seems to be some thought out there that people do.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, we're going to have to cut you. I can't hear him. Yeah, Mark, we're having a problem with our phones. We'll call you next Wednesday if you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear or not.
It sounds good.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
It's our FSU fans jamming the signal.
I think Conrad's working the phones today. I don't know what's going on here. All right, Mark, we'll talk to you next week. Thank you, buddy. All right.
Sounds good.
Yep. NFL draft, Florida Gators, all-time. This is all-time draft picks going way back. Florida Gators, top 10.
Alabama.
Absolutely. Florida is number 9 all-time. 372 players have been drafted. You always got great players coming out of Florida. Here are your all-time NFL draft picks by school. The number one school. Glenn, you know who it is?
Alabama. Ohio State. Michigan.
Notre Dame.
Yes. Number one school, Notre Dame. 528 players have been drafted. Number two.
I'm sorry. I still can't get over the Notre Dame.
Roll.
Wrong.
Oh.
Southern Cal.
Yeah.
523. We're talking all time now. Number three, the Ohio State Buckeyes. 485.
All right.
Number four, Glenn.
They're going to be Alabama.
Oklahoma Sooners, 414. Number 5, Alabama Crimson Tide, tied with Michigan, 401.
Michigan.
Number 7.
But we're first in the alphabet, so we go above.
We go above. Right. Number 7, Penn State, 381. Number 8, I'm sorry, it was number 7. Number 8, LSU, 375. And number 9, the Florida Gators, like I talked about, 372. And the number 10 out of the SEC, the powerful, unbelievable, well-coached, best coached, Georgia Bulldogs, 371. Pretty good. Let me count the SEC schools out of the top 10. Georgia, Florida, LSU, that's 3. Alabama's 4. I was surprised Texas wasn't there. Oklahoma's there, so that's 6.
I was surprised Penn State because they don't go back as far as a lot of these schools do. So that's
something. FSU.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and that's enough for today. I think we've given you so much great information today. We're tired.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. We know he's full of it because his eyes are brown.
You see what he did?
You know what we did? We got folks 2 hours down the road. That's what we did.
You see what he just did? Do that again, what you did.
Well, it just gave you a signal.
Just don't explain it. Just show it to him. He's making fun of me. He's making fun of me. Can you believe that?
I love it.
All right, we're out. 104.3.
Inside Drive's going to give away
Go vote for us. The heck with him. Go vote for us. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents
Wrestling Against Cancer, number 9.
Saturday, April 27th at Bay Haven Charter Academy. In the main event, it's a tag team showdown with Exodus versus Mike.